say,
All right.
stop, jump off.
So, like,
Kevin, what was your conversation with James?
Okay, so yeah, we were supposed to meet in person, but he had a lot of things going on, so we decided to do a phone call. You know, it was a little bit easier, but I like to do the person-to-person thing because you can really kind of gauge where the conversation's going by facial expressions and stuff like that. So, you know, I don't know how much of the phone call, you know, how serious I can take it. I mean, I can just take it as I'm giving him anybody benefit of the doubt that he was sincere about our conversation. And, you know, and I just told him, I said, you know, I literally had 4 pages in my book of stuff that either I had issues with, fans sent me, other promoters and vendors sent me, about, you know, issues and concerns and things like that, and even suggestions of how to make the convention a little better and things like that. You know, obviously, fan-wise, we don't take that much, you know, because they're on the outside looking in. They don't know what happens on the other side. So I got to take as, you know, from where it comes from. But if it makes sense, I have no problem, you know, expressing this opinion. So, and I told them, you know, plain and simple, the super tickets have been weak. The vendor table talents, we need that as vendors. We need those names to bring the people in the door. So after they're done getting their super tickets, they deflect into the vendor room where we have a chance to make money. Now, as vendors, we're needed by Legends of the Ring because we pay their overhead. Our table fees pay for the rental of the room, pays the talent, the flights, everything else. You know, we all contribute. We all scratch each other's back trying to help, and everybody's trying to make money. Now, if we bring in a crappy talent, we don't make money.
It also helps bring in fans, too.
What happened?
It also helps bring in the fans, too.
Right. You know, but if we bring a crappy talent, we don't make money. That's our own fault. But if we bring names and we're still not making money because people aren't coming in the door, that's beyond our control. So we depend on, you know, those super ticket names. And he understood this. And, you know, he also said at the same time, there's actually vendors that were complaining that when they bring in big names, it hurts their business because people are spending money on these big names and not on the little guys. So how's your feel on that, Joe?
You know what, Kev, how about this? The last big event in Queens, they didn't have a huge name like a Bruno or a Goldberg. I don't remember who it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to tell you, man,
It was William Regal.
Inside the vendor rooms were packed until like 3 o'clock. So maybe, you know, that was like a day for the vendors, you know?
Yeah, but you know what?
Other people waiting online.
They do these super tickets in blocks. So you got, say, like 5 guys between this time and this time. Now, if the doors open at 9 o'clock, which they do, and I think Big Event even does, if you got pre-sale super tickets, they open up a half hour earlier. So they can get in and they can get to the vendor tables first, then they could go to their super ticket and then go back to the vendor tables when they're done. So that, I feel, shouldn't really impact anybody unless you're only bringing in a talent for 2 or 3 hours. Now, if you're bringing in a talent between 2 and 3 hours, then you have to know that super ticket's going to impact you regardless of who it is. So either schedule your signings at a different time later after the super ticket expires, or have them there longer. So that's kind of where I am with that. I feel bigger names brings in people, brings in more of a chance for us to make money. My talent's there from the moment that the gates open to when it supposedly closes. I know some people linger later. You know, if it's 9 to 2, my talent's there 9 to 2. So that's where I am. So, Mooch, what do you got on this?
I just think that sometimes if the bigger names are there, it really doesn't make a difference because most of the time they've been to these conventions 5-6 times. So
yeah, for the most part,
if
yeah.
You're gonna bring in, if you're gonna bring in Bret Hart's been at the last, 4 big events in the last 6-7 times, and the guy still makes money. He could be at a vendor table, he could be at the premier guest. But as long as you have your guest and you're established, I mean, you should be fine. It's just I don't think that these guys. I don't want to listen. I don't really want to knock them because they've been doing this for so long. I think that maybe just that the venue needs to be changed, or there could be some changes in the organization itself,
right?
Where they take more, time out for fans and promoting instead of.
All right, yeah, well, I'm gonna get into that because that was another bunch of topics that I spoke about. One of them was promoting. There's no promoting outside of Facebook. They don't use Twitter, even though they have an account. They never retweet. They whoever runs their Legends of the Ring Facebook page, which I'm totally under the impression it's Terrence, that he picks and chooses who he wants to share their information. So not once was my talent from this past Legends posted on their Facebook page. Not once. Okay? It was never shared. It was never posted initially. It was never announced on their Facebook page. Okay? That's first off. And I'm not the only one. It's happened to other people. So you have to be consistent.
That's stupid. That's stupid.
It is.
That's like when you come to my show, if I don't advertise, last time, Raven and Kelly, if I didn't advertise these people, nobody's going to come to see them. That's just dumb.
I agree.
There might be somebody out there just coming to see Raven. Yep. And I'm just using Raven as an example.
Well, I mean, that's who I brought there. I brought Raven and Kelly Klein, and not once. Meanwhile, Raven shared it on social media. Kelly Klein shared it on social media. But the guys who hosted the event were not. Okay? So, some people say, that's petty. It's my job to promote. You're absolutely right. It is my job. And nobody can ever say that I don't promote my ass off when it comes to events. Doesn't matter if it's mine or anybody else's. If somebody asks me to help them promote, I will promote my ass off. Not a problem. Okay? But here's my issue. My issue is it's your convention. We're there to help each other. You bring in names. It brings in people. I bring in a name, put them at a table. We all make money. We're all supposed to be happy. So if I'm doing it, I'm promoting your event. I'm promoting Legends of the Ring. Yes, Kelly Klein and Raven will be at Legends of the Ring. That's the name. That's the event. But you're not returning the favor. To me, I think that's stupid. Okay? There's also no advertisement outside of Facebook. There's no local newspapers. We have a paper in Monmouth County called The Independent that's thrown on your front lawn every Thursday. Not everybody reads it, but you know what? For $30 a month, you can put a page in there that appears once a week for 4 weeks. And you can advertise it. Chad's doing it for Boardwalk Beatdown. He's in everything. So why can't we do something smaller, in that fashion? Oh, jeez. All right, hold on. We're gonna bring in Richie. Hold on.
No.
All right, Richie's here, but be quiet for a second, Rich. All right, hold on. Rich, don't say nothing yet. All right, so where's the advertisement outside of Facebook? I understand, maybe this worked 5, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, but times are changing. People don't always use Facebook, and now Facebook wants to kind of deal away with businesses. So how is that going to affect us, 2 years from now? We might not even be able to advertise business ads on Facebook. So I don't...
Really?
Yeah, they're trying to do away with all those pop-up sponsored ads. They're trying to do away with them. They're trying to make Facebook the way it started.
What idiot. They make money off those ads.
Well, they make money off the sponsored ads on the side of the page. But I'm talking about like the ones that appear in your timeline, just randomly. They're trying to get rid of those. Okay, those are companies that are actually paying for sponsor space. Like you could go in $20. I can have an ad put on within any of my friends within 15 miles, and it'll appear, every day for 30 days. They're trying to do away with stuff like that.
They want to get rid of that?
They're trying to get rid of that. That's why
Instagram... They make money off that.
They do, but obviously not enough, and I feel that with their privacy, their new privacy policies and things like that, they're trying to keep Facebook where it's just friends sharing with friends, and that's what they're trying to do. If you notice, Instagram, they have a campaign now where you can promote your business on Instagram. Twitter does it as well. So this was obviously something in the making where Facebook was going to do away with it, and all the other social medias were going to pick up where they left off. I don't know exactly how it works. I don't read those little announcements I get from Facebook. But all right, so that's what I spoke to him about. He agreed. He agreed that they don't do enough to promote. The times are changing. They need to pick up the a more of a modern approach to promoting and advertising.
Kev, like I said, I don't really know as much about Legends as maybe you or Dave, but what I see from the outside, you got Legends running October and June, and next to big events, it's very lackluster. They're also in Monroe, New Jersey, which is, it's not a city. Now you've got Icons running in Philadelphia, which is, bringing in a lot of names, and it's really good crowd, and that's not too far from Monroe.
Right.
And now next year you got WrestleCon, obviously that's only one, but, I think, you're not the biggest convention anymore.
Yeah, I mean, they're, a lot of times you hear like, oh, we've been doing this for 20 years, blah 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 blah. I understand that, and you know what? I commend you for doing this as long as you have, and as long as you're enjoying what you're doing, that's great. But like you said, there's so many other conventions. Big event twice a year. You had Icons running twice a year. You have Comic-Con. You have Exoticon. You got that other one that's like old DC Comics. You have the tattoo one that's running. Yeah. And you have Chiller Theater. Right. And this year we got WrestleCon coming up in 2019. So there's so many of these cons that it hurts you. So you have to put yourself ahead. You have to give something to somebody to say, this is why you should come to our show, where, this is why we're better than the others. So, oh God. I just got a message saying, Icons is run by Chester the Child Molester. I can't. I can't. Anyway, so then I asked him about the venue. I said, look, that hotel, since it became the Ramada, has turned into a glorified shithole. The people there are morons. They didn't even have cold drinks. They're expecting 300 people. They didn't even have cold drinks available. The water fountains were broken. It was an absolute disaster. I was like, but
there was at a time that they had no hot water in the hotel.
Yeah, no hot water. And one of the fans also, their kid got pink eye by swimming in a swimming pool last year. So that's a terrible thing too. So, but James said that they get a great deal there. They've looked into numerous hotels in numerous areas near the airport and otherwise, and they're just asinine amounts of money that they want. But he's been assured that there's new management put in place at the Ramada, which they're going to be hiring multiple new people. And they're trying to do... The reason why they were trying to do that barbecue, remember they mentioned doing a barbecue, is because of that Indian restaurant that nobody wants to go in, and the fact that they don't serve beef. So, no wrestling fan wants to go to a convention to eat chicken teriyaki curry. So,
what restaurant is this?
Where it used to be Yogi's.
Inside the hotel?
Yeah, it's now an Indian restaurant.
Yeah, the one that used to be called Yogi's.
Yogi's. It used to be called Yogi's.
Yeah, I haven't been there in a while.
Well, Yogi's, yeah. Well, you're not missing anything because it's an Italian-themed restaurant, which I have no problem with. Sorry, it's Indian-themed. I have no problem with Indian food. I eat it, but that's not what wrestling fans are looking for. And, when they're staying... If this is a destination convention, people come down on a Friday night, they spend the night in a hotel. They want somewhere to eat. Nobody's going to eat at this, Indian restaurant. There's nowhere for them to get food otherwise. And the nearest store is 4.5 miles away, and it's a Wawa. Other than that, you got to go even further to go to a restaurant or a supermarket. So there's nothing in that general area for fans to go to. So that, I think that causes a big problem
I
too.
was saying that before about the area.
Right.